They smile at your face. They cheer for you in public. They say all the right things. But the moment you turn your back, everything changes. Dark psychology teaches us that the most dangerous people in your life are not the ones who openly dislike you. They are the ones who secretly do, while performing friendship perfectly. Today we expose 10 psychological signs that someone secretly hates you, but acts nice to your face. Pay close attention, because someone in your life right now is probably doing several of these. Sign number 1. The backhanded compliment. You look so good, I almost didn't recognize you. You're so brave for wearing that. You did really well, considering. These are not compliments, they are insults wearing a costume. Psychologists call this a passive-aggressive compliment. It allows the sender to feel superior and deliver a criticism, while maintaining complete deniability. If you call it out, I was just complimenting you. The perfect hostile act with a friendly wrapper. The defense? Notice the pattern, not just the individual comment. One backhanded compliment might be careless. A consistent pattern of them is intentional, and intention tells you everything about how someone actually sees you. Sign number 2. Watch carefully how they react to your good news versus your bad news. When you succeed, they are flat, distracted, quick to change the subject. When you fail, they are suddenly energized, asking questions, showing more interest than they've shown in months. Psychologists call this schadenfreude, pleasure derived from another person's misfortune, and research shows it is far more common than people admit. People who secretly resent you cannot fully hide their pleasure when things go wrong for you, even when they're trying. Watch for the micro-expression, the split second before the smile appears when they hear your good news. That fraction of a second, that's the truth. After that, it's the performance. They undermine you publicly, but so subtly that you can't call it out without looking paranoid. They interrupt you at your most compelling moment. They frame your strengths as weaknesses with a smile. They speak for you in a way that diminishes you. They change the subject the moment you're gaining agreement. The genius of this tactic is that it's designed to be uncallable. If you push back, you look oversensitive. If you say nothing, the damage is done. They get to erode your credibility while appearing to support you. The pattern is the proof. 1 incident, possibly accidental. 3 incidents in group settings, deliberate. Keep a mental record. When the pattern becomes undeniable, you have your answer. Sign number 4. Their advice, when examined closely, consistently benefits them more than it benefits you. They encourage you to pursue dead ends while steering you away from real opportunities. They tell you to confront people in ways that will backfire. They give you just enough help to maintain the appearance of friendship, but never enough to actually let you surpass them. This is called competitive threat response. When someone secretly views you as a competitor, their advice will unconsciously or consciously be calibrated to keep you behind them. They want to be the more successful one in the relationship, and they'll use your trust to make sure they stay that way. The test is simple. Before following any advice, ask yourself, if this works out perfectly, who benefits most? If the honest answer is not clearly you, that advice deserves a second look from a different source. Sign number 5. Everything becomes a competition, even when you weren't competing. You mention a good meal, they had a better one. You mention feeling tired, they're more exhausted. You share an achievement, they have a bigger one, ready to deploy within seconds. There is no conversation you can have where they are not secretly keeping score. Here's the psychological truth behind this. When someone genuinely cares about you, your success makes them happy. When someone secretly resents you, your success makes them feel diminished. The constant one-upping is the resentment leaking out from behind the friendly mask. The response? Stop competing. Let them win every imaginary competition they've created. Your energy is far too valuable to spend trying to win a game you never agreed to play. Sign number 6. Information you shared in confidence has a way of getting out. They don't betray you dramatically. They do it in passing, casually, with plausible deniability always intact. Oh, I just mentioned it. I didn't think it was a secret. But they knew. They always knew. Sharing your private information does 3 things for them. It makes them interesting and valuable to others. It gives them social currency. And it subtly positions you as vulnerable or flawed in other people's minds. Your private pain becomes their social capital. The simple test: share something small and semi-private with them. Something true, but not deeply sensitive. Then watch. If it travels, you have your answer. And now you know exactly how much access to your real life this person deserves. Sign number 7. Your problems are always smaller than theirs. Your pain is always less significant. Your struggles are always easier than what they're going through. Healthy relationships have give and take. Both people's experiences matter. Both people's pain gets space. But with this person, your sharing is always a brief pause before getting back to what really matters, which is them. Psychologically, someone who resents you cannot fully validate your pain. To genuinely empathize with you would require seeing you as someone who deserves care and compassion, and resentment cannot coexist with that. So your pain gets minimized to protect the story they tell about you inside their head. You deserve people who can hold space for your pain as genuinely as they expect you to hold space for theirs. If someone consistently cannot do that, they are showing you their limits. Believe them and adjust accordingly. Sign number 8. The words say one thing, the body says something completely different. Research by Albert Morabian found that only 7% of communication comes from the actual words, 38% from tone, and 55% from body language. Someone who secretly dislikes you can control their words. They can control their tone. But controlling body language completely, that's almost impossible to sustain. Watch the feet. They point toward what the person actually wants to move toward. Watch the arms, crossed when you speak, open when they speak. Watch the eyes, scanning the room while you talk. Watch the smile. Does it reach the eyes? A real smile involves the whole face. A performed smile is just the mouth. Start reading the full picture, not just the words. The body is an honest communicator. It reveals what the face is working hard to hide. Once you know what to look for, you cannot unsee it. Sign number 9. You're included enough to not notice you're being excluded. You get the group invite, but not the inner circle one. You hear about things after they happened. There are inside jokes from events you weren't at. Information reaches everyone else before it reaches you. You're present enough to not feel fully excluded, but absent enough to never feel fully included. This is designed to be unchallenged. Overt exclusion can be called out. But you didn't tell me about the smaller dinner? You're being paranoid. The pattern is deliberately kept below the threshold of what can be directly confronted. Your response is not confrontation, it is redirection. Find the people who actively include you, who think of you, who reach out, who make sure you're in the inner circle. Invest your time and energy there. You don't fight for a seat at a table that doesn't want you. You build your own table. Sign number 10, and this one is the most important of all. You leave every interaction with them feeling slightly drained, slightly unsettled. You can't always name what's wrong, but something doesn't add up. And that feeling, however quiet, keeps returning. Your subconscious mind is processing thousands of microsignals that your conscious mind never registers. Micro-expressions, tone inconsistencies, behavioral patterns across dozens of interactions. Your gut feeling is not irrational. It is your brain's pattern recognition system delivering a verdict based on more data than you consciously have access to. Most people override this signal. I'm probably overthinking. They haven't done anything I can clearly point to. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. But the signal keeps returning after every interaction. That persistence is the data. Your nervous system is trying to tell you something your rational mind keeps dismissing. Listen to it. You don't need proof before you protect yourself. You don't need a smoking gun before you become less available. Quietly reduce access. Share less. Observe how they respond when you become less useful to them. That response will tell you everything. So, what do you actually do with this information? Because knowing is only half the answer. Step 1. Don't react. Don't confront. Don't let them know you've noticed. The moment they know you're aware, they adapt. Keep your awareness private. Your neutrality is your advantage. Step 2. Reduce access quietly. Stop sharing important information. Stop seeking their input on things that matter. Maintain the surface relationship while protecting what's real and valuable in your life from their reach. Step 3. Observe the response. When you become less available, less useful, less open, do they pursue the relationship, or does their interest fade? Genuine relationships survive distance. Transactional ones reveal themselves the moment the transaction stops being favorable. Step 4. Redirect your energy. Every hour you invest in someone who secretly resents you is an hour stolen from someone who genuinely values you. Find those people. Invest there. Your energy is finite. It deserves to go where it genuinely grows. Here's what I want you to remember from everything we covered today. The people who secretly hate you are not your biggest problem. Your unawareness of them is. The moment you can see clearly, they lose all power over you. This is not about becoming paranoid. It is not about seeing enemies everywhere. It is about seeing clearly, so you can invest your time, energy, and trust in the people who actually deserve it. Subscribe to Mind Mastery. Drop a comment. Which sign hit closest to home? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.